Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Soulfire Podcast. I'm your host, Tammy Gerke. We're going to talk about all kinds of topics, all centrally focused on inspiring and empowering women. Insights, tips, and tools for living life to its fullest. This is going to be a mix of solo chats and weekly interviews with women who are living life their way, whatever that may be, so that you can envision what's possible for you. I Am Inspiring Women is going to be a subsect of Soulfire Podcast. Not sure if anybody's ever done that, but this is going to be 2 podcasts in one, so hope you enjoy. We'll talk about the ways to have an attitude that will get you through anything, and what you can do to reconnect with your inner child and better manage those reactive emotions. We will discuss how to work through those limiting beliefs and what it takes to be a light in the world. This is a place to discover how other women are thriving in their chosen profession. Whether it's an artist, a business owner, an entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom, will discuss the real and honest truth about what being a woman means to us. These women talk about challenges and successes, how they deal with the ups and downs of life. These are real women who are sharing their stories so that you'll be encouraged to live your best life. Inspiration, motivation, and transformation. Let's encourage each other. Let's lift each other up. Let's learn and expand our possibilities in this world. Let's share with each other what being a woman means to us. Life is an adventure, and being a woman right now is the biggest adventure of all. Oscar Wilde had it right when he said, experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. Experience in life is gained by the experience of failures. Going through failures, going through making mistakes, going through falling flat on our faces. Getting back up is the experience, as in the hard-won lesson, the knowledge, the wisdom that we gain from going through that problem or that difficult time in our life. This is how we gain knowledge. This is how we become wise in our thinking, is by going through these failures and these mistakes. You don't learn to tie your shoe overnight. You don't learn to ride a bike or drive a car overnight. We consider those things as a standard issue when it comes to having to try them over and over again and learn them, make mistakes, or fail to learn the task at the very first time. Why don't we apply that to anything else that we do? In school, we're taught that failures or mistakes are a bad thing. You get this big, huge red X and a minus whatever on your test, you get, graded on all these things. If you're going to teach someone how to do something, you have to allow for those mistakes, and you have to be kinder when you're expressing to them that this is something that you need to learn. The way that you did it was incorrect. You didn't get the correct answer. You didn't get the correct version of what I was looking for. Whatever it is, try it again. Instead, we're berated and we're torn down and we're beat up when we do something that is not up to par on what everybody else thinks should be. We have kids who are doing things in a different way, and we beat the ingenuity out of them because we want them to do it the way that everybody else does it. If somebody comes up with a new way of doing something and everyone around them says, oh my God, that's silly, that's stupid, how can you believe that would even work? They're less inclined to follow through with it. The same is with us. We do this to ourselves because we've been conditioned and trained to beat up on ourselves when we don't do something right. In order for us to learn, we have to do things wrong. We have to have failures. We have to fall on our face and get back up again. So whenever you have an experience that is traumatic or is, in the eyes of you or anyone else around you, a failure, take what you can from that as a lesson. What can I do differently next time? How can I respond to this incident in a different way? How can you react differently? What can I say differently? How can I figure out how to make this work? How? Ask how. Don't beat yourself up on what if I had done this and what if I had done that and what if it didn't work, and all of these other things that we can say to ourselves and beat ourselves up about not getting something done right the first time. We need to be kinder to ourselves. Experiences in life are meant to be experienced, meaning that we have the ups and the downs, the positive and the negative, the dark and the light. Can't have one without the other. So when you're doing something and you're failing at it, be happy, be joyous. So everybody knows about Thomas Edison and his 10,000 ways to not light a light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that it doesn't work. And he applied those learnings to everything that he did. Think of these negative experiences as ways to gain maturity, to gain know-how, to be a teacher of the things that you need to do differently. If you're in a relationship that's not working or hasn't worked, and you're in a new relationship and you're applying what you did in the last relationship to this current relationship, if things didn't work out last time, what makes you think they're going to work out this time? Just because you're with a different person? That's not the case. You have to do things differently. If you're at a job and the task that you're doing is not working out, try something else. Ask for resources. Talk to people around you. Find what is working for someone else. Find a mentor and find out what's working for that person and see what experiences they have had. What failures have they had? Ask your mentor or your coach what failures they've had. How did they fix something that went wrong in their life? When they tried something, how many times did they have to fall down and get back up again before it actually succeeded? How many times did they have to change what they were doing to make what they wanted to achieve in this world become a reality? I'm betting you right now, I'm telling you, I know from personal experience that it is not just one time falling on your face. It is lots of times of falling on your face and lots of times of getting back up again. Lots of times of trying something new, of trying something differently, of talking to other people, seeing what worked for them. How did you make this work? How did you figure out how that was better achieved in your world? How did you write something different? How did you figure out your finances? How did you figure out copywriting? How did you figure out how? That is the best question of all, is how. How can I do this differently? How can I learn more? How can I change what I'm doing? How can I respond instead of just reacting to an incident or to a relationship or a question? Or how can I change who I am to make myself a better person? How can I improve myself and in doing so, improve my world and the world of those around me? It all comes from making mistakes. It comes from failing and getting back up again. Don't let anyone else tell you that you're a failure. You've had failures in your life. Yes, every single person on this planet has had failures. There's no way you can survive in this world and not have failures. So you are not a failure. You have had failures. When you start talking to yourself and you're saying, I'm a failure, I never get anything right, I never do anything the right way, I always mess this up, I can't get anything right, you're going to continue to do things the same way and you're going to continue to have those failures. If you think about what you're doing differently, start asking yourself different questions, that's when things start turning around. That's when you realize that regardless of how many times you have fallen flat on your face, you can always get up again. And the next step may not be quite so big. Maybe you've made this huge, audacious goal and you didn't even come anywhere near close to it. You completely, quote unquote, failed at achieving your goal. Did you move a step closer? Did you do one thing, tiny little thing? Did you improve yourself in any way? I can guarantee you did, because you are a different person today than you were yesterday, than you were 2 weeks ago, than you were 2 years ago or 10, 15 years ago. You are a completely different person. You are learning something new every day. With every day, you have a new experience. Apply that knowledge that you are continually learning, that you can do whatever you want because you're continually learning. because you're improving who you are. You're listening to podcasts like this and discovering new ways that you can improve your life and you can become a better person and in turn succeed at the things that you want to succeed at. All by making mistakes. All by failing. All by falling flat on your face and then getting back up again. It's not always easy to get back up again. I get it. Trust me, I know. Sometimes you feel like you've not gone back 2 steps, you've gone back 20 steps. You've gone back 100 steps. You're back at what you feel like at the very beginning after years of having to bust your butt to get to where you were. You all hear stories of millionaires who have lost their millions only to gain it back again. Why? Because think about it. Once you learn something, once you experience something, your brain grows. That elasticity in your brain expands. And it doesn't go back to where it was before. It can't. It doesn't revert. Once you learn something, you don't forget it. It's gone. It's in your brain somewhere, whether you can access it or not. Sometimes there are things when I'm like, I know I learned this, but I can't remember it, Spanish being one of them. But practicing and messing up and making mistakes is how I remember the Spanish that I learned when I was a kid. It's continuing to move forward. So don't give up. Don't stop. Make more mistakes. Fail more often. Fall on your face more often and get back up again. The more mistakes that you make, the better you feel about mistakes, the faster you're going to be able to grow and the faster you're going to be able to move forward in life. Some mistakes you're going to make and you're going to hurt like a son of a gun. That's okay. Feel that hurt. Feel that pain. Feel sorry for yourself for a little bit. A little bit. Not forever. Take what you can from that, because in everything that you've done, that you've missed, every mistake that you've made and failure that you've had, there's something that you can learn from that, some little nugget of gold that you can glean from that. So figure out what that is. And then use that next time and say, okay, so last time I did this, last time I spoke to this person, last time I attempted doing whatever it was, it didn't quite work out. Here's what I learned that I need to do differently. This is what I'm going to apply moving forward. And then do it. And then again, if it doesn't work, okay, so that didn't work. I did this. That didn't work. What else can I try? What else can I do differently? Keep moving forward. And there's going to be times, like I said, you're going to feel like you're going backwards. But as long as you're taking another step and moving yourself forward, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, it's going to change. There are going to be some times when you leap ahead because you've taken all these lessons and you bound way ahead and your goal is so much closer in sight. And then you go back a little bit. And then you move forward again. Keep going. Your little kids get back up and try again. They don't think anything of it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Be childlike in the amount of mistakes that you make and the amount of failures and falling on your faces that you do. If you're like that and you are not giving a damn what anybody else says, because kids don't care. They don't care if you tell them, oh my gosh, seriously, you fell again? And how many people do that? They're like, oh, poor baby, come on, get up. Tell yourself, oh, poor baby, I fell down. Let me get myself back up again. So do what you need to get yourself up and get yourself going. Have as many failures and make as many mistakes and fall on your face as many times as you need to be moving forward. Don't give up on yourself. I've got faith in you. I believe in you. I know that anything that you want to achieve, as long as you set your mind to it and make a lot of mistakes, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If not, I will talk to you later. Have a great afternoon and I will talk to you later. Oh, don't forget, live life adventurously, guys. It's the only way to live. Bye.